Hello friends, welcome back to our channel on the Catechism for Kids series. It's me again, Joseph, your host. What if the life you've planned for yourself isn't the one you're meant to live? What if God has a much bigger, more radical plan in store for you? This is the story of a man who traded a life of luxury and military prestige for a hermit's hut in the middle of the Sahara Desert. This is the story of Saint Charles de Foucauld. Today, December 1st, is his feast day, a perfect time to explore the incredible journey of this modern saint. You might know him as Brother Charles of Jesus, but his story starts long before he took that name. Born in 1858 into a wealthy, aristocratic French family, Charles de Foucauld seemed destined for a life of privilege. Orphaned at just 6 years old, he was raised by his loving grandfather, but as a young man he was anything but saintly. He embraced a life of pure indulgence, extravagance, and pleasure. He joined the military, following family tradition, but his primary focus was on parties and having a good time. He completely lost his Catholic faith, becoming agnostic and despairing of ever finding truth. By his own admission, he was lost in selfishness and impiety. But then something shifted. After resigning from the army at 23, he embarked on a daring and dangerous exploration of Morocco. This wasn't just an adventure. It was a journey that would change his soul. In Morocco, he was profoundly struck by the deep, unwavering faith of the Muslim people he encountered. Their devotion planted a seed in his heart. He found himself praying, almost in secret, "My God, if you exist, let me come to know you." That prayer was answered. When he returned to France, he sought out a priest. In 1886, at the age of 28, Charles de Foucauld had a profound conversion experience. He came back to the Catholic faith with a fire and a conviction that stunned everyone who knew him. He later wrote, "As soon as I believed in God, I understood that I could not do otherwise than to live for Him alone." This wasn't just a quiet, personal faith. It was a radical calling. He felt a deep desire to imitate the humble, hidden life of Jesus in Nazareth. So, this former aristocrat and soldier became a Trappist monk, living a life of silence and manual labor for 7 years in France and Syria. But even that wasn't enough. He felt God calling him to something more, something even more abandoned. He left the monastery and lived as a hermit near a convent of Poor Clares in Nazareth, the very town where Jesus grew up. He worked as a handyman and servant, spending his days in prayer and simple service. He was finally ordained a priest in 1901, at the age of 43, now a priest. Father Charles felt called to the most abandoned, the people furthest removed from the world's notice. He traveled to the Sahara Desert in Algeria, a place of stark beauty and extreme hardship. He wanted to live among the Tuareg people, a nomadic group often forgotten by the outside world. He first settled in a small hermitage in Beni Abs, and later moved deeper into the desert to Tamanrasset. His mission wasn't to preach loud sermons or build grand churches. Instead, he wanted to, in his words, shout the gospel with his life. He believed his very presence. A life lived in silent prayer, love, and radical hospitality would speak volumes. He welcomed everyone who passed his door, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, or pagan. He wanted his life to be a question that would lead people to ask, "If this is the servant, what must the master be like?" He became a true brother to the Tuareg people. He deeply respected their culture and faith. He spent over a decade learning their language and customs, compiling a massive 4-volume Tuareg French dictionary that is still considered a priceless scholarly work today. He wasn't trying to impose his culture. He was trying to love with a universal love, becoming a brother to all. Pope Benedict XVI later said that Charles de Foucauld put the Eucharist and the Gospel at the center of his life. He understood that Jesus invites us all to a universal brotherhood, a bond of love that transcends all differences. His life in the desert was not without danger. On December 1st, 1916, during a period of local conflict, a group of bandits raided his hermitage. They intended to kidnap him, but in the chaos, a startled young bandit shot and killed him. Died instantly, a martyr in the land he had come to love. But death was not the end of his story. In fact, it was just the beginning of his legacy. Charles de Foucauld had no followers during his lifetime. He died alone. Yet his writings and the powerful example of his hidden life inspired a spiritual explosion after his death. Numerous religious communities and lay associations have been founded based on his spirituality. known collectively as the spiritual family of Charles de Foucauld, groups like the Little Brothers of Jesus and the Little Sisters of Jesus live simple lives among the poor and marginalized all over the world, continuing his mission of presence and friendship. His life is a powerful model for Christian-Muslim dialogue, built on mutual respect and shared humanity. And his famous prayer of abandonment, a beautiful expression of total trust in God, is prayed by millions around the world. It begins, "Father, I abandon myself into your hands. Do with me what you will. Whatever you may do, I thank you. I am ready for all. I accept all. Let only your will be done in me and in all your creatures. I wish no more than this, O Lord. Into your hands I commend my soul. I offer it to you with all the love of my heart, for I love you, Lord, so need to give myself, to surrender myself into your hands without reserve, and with boundless confidence, for you are my Father. Amen." After a miracle was attributed to his intercession, Pope Francis canonized Charles de Foucauld as a saint on May 15, 2022. The journey of Saint Charles is a dramatic tale of God's plan versus our own. He planned a life of comfort, but God called him to the desert. He sought worldly glory, but God gave him the hidden glory of a servant. His story challenges us to ask, what is God's plan for my life? Am I willing to abandon my own plans, my own comforts, to follow him wherever he leads, even to the deserts of my own life? Saint Charles de Foucauld shows us the incredible power of a life given completely to God, a life that shouts the gospel not with words, but with love. Thank you for joining me to learn about this incredible saint. If his story inspired you, please like this video and subscribe for more stories of faith that can change the world. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy, as usual. See you next time, and God bless you always.